Hi everybody and welcome back to Choose France. So today we will learn about Agreenium and we will welcome Pierre, Philippe, Maria, Eugenia and Linda. Hi everybody. So yeah, just waiting for everybody to arrive. In the meantime, just to remind you guys that we will have some time after the presentation for Q&A. So please don't hesitate to drop in your question in the Q&A box and we will make sure it gets to our speakers after the presentation. You can ask your questions in French, in English and in Vietnamese.
Xin chào các bạn, thì cảm ơn các bạn đã quay lại hội thảo trực tuyến của Choisir France. Thì phần trình bày tiếp theo là của trường Agreenium Institut Agronomique Vétérinaire et Forestier de France. Thì chúng ta sẽ có ekip của trường gồm 4 người là chị Linda, chị Maria Eugenia, anh Philippe và anh Pierre sẽ trình bày cái phần hội thảo này. Trong quá trình mà trình bày thì các bạn vẫn có thể đặt câu hỏi thẳng cho phía trường bằng cách là đặt câu hỏi cái hộp ở phía bên dưới phần Q&A. Xin mời các bạn tham dự hội thảo.
Et Linda, on vous laisse la parole.
Merci. Hello everyone, I'm Linda Yededen, a project manager at Agreenium, and today I will present you graduate studies in agrobioscience in France. I will explain later what I mean by that term, agrobioscience. So first I will introduce you to Agreenium, then I will talk more about French science and agrobioscience, and after an introduction of graduate studies in France, I will talk more about graduate studies in Agreenium. Then I will show you some collaboration examples between Agreenium members and Vietnamese-based partners. And then I will advise you on some annotation and give you some contacts. Agreenium is a cooperation institute for research, education, and development. We gather 16 institutions. You can see the logos here of our members. And we work in 4 areas. First is agriculture and forest, food sciences, animal health and welfare, and land and environment. France ranks 7th worldwide for production of scientific publications, and the impact of its publication is increasing. France has a strong rate of international collaboration, and its first international partners are the European Union and the USA. As you may know, agriculture has to face many challenges. Some examples of them as food security and environment protection. Agriculture is at the heart of the French research strategy. And by the term agrobioscience, we mean sciences and techniques used in agriculture-related fields, such as plant and animal production, food industry, land and forest planning, and so on. France has outstanding research facilities and it ranks 3rd worldwide for publication in agrobioscience. Here is an illustration of the graduate study system in France. And it's in accordance with the European higher education system called LMD, for Licensed Master Doctorates. Some more information about doctorate studies. Their rules are managed by a doctorate school, and several institutions share one doctorate school and register their students upon the doctoral school rules. But the facilities that will host a PhD student are managed by a research unit within one institution. If you are interested in a PhD, you should get agreement of your thesis subject by with your thesis director, agreement on facilities accessed by the research unit director, approval of the director of the doctoral school for registration, and a registration as PhD student in a higher education institution. So make sure you have all of that in mind when you begin as a PhD student. Also, PhD students will be invited to sign a doctoral chart setting basic principles, and this principle will ensure you, in particular, the smooth running of your work and the quality of your supervision. Here is a link of an example of one doctoral chart you can find on the website of our member, AgroCampus West. In addition to this doctoral chart, an individual thesis committee will monitor the progression of your work and will advise you. Finally, your doctoral school and your thesis director will encourage you to participate to seminars and congresses, attend education program for developing your skills, and they will follow the progression of your abilities by means of a portfolio. Whenever possible, we encourage co-supervision of your thesis and co-diplomation between our two countries. Later, you will have some example on how to have this co-supervision. So, as I said, Agreenium brings 16 institutions. It's 13 public higher education institutions and 3 research institutions. Together, as a community, they offer 300 research units, and by the number of citations in the Web of Science, it ranks worldwide 3rd in agricultural sciences, 4th in plant and animal sciences, and among the first in microbiology, ecology, and environment. You can study in French, but if you are more interested in following the program in English, the majority of programs taught in English are exchange semester, master degree. Here there are three kinds of master degree. First, Erasmus Mundus joint master degree. It's a joint Master of Science with international universities, 2-year master program and 1-year program, and a PhD, of course. So now I will give you some example of each type of programs. First, an example of exchange program. At AgroSup Dijon, you can join the engineering curriculum for 1 semester, and for example, a semester of sustainable food formulation. The objective of this semester is to put you in a position of a food engineer with a in-depth expertise in food formulation. And it's in English because many food companies operate in English, and it provides you an international context. Now I will give you some example of Erasmus Mundus joint master degree. In selected one in each of our areas, but there are many more. If you are more interested in food sciences, you can go to Clermont. The Erasmus Mundus Master of Science in Food Institute proposed by AgroSup is with partners in France, but also universities in Italy, in Romania, and in Spain. In an Erasmus Mundus, you will have to attend, each semester you will be in a different university. If you are more interested in agriculture and forest, you can go to you can apply to the Erasmus Mundus in European forestry in Nancy. And if you're more interested in regions and environment matters, you can apply to the Master of Science in Rural Development proposed by AgroCampus West. Now some example of master degree in 2 years. Again, I selected only one by area, but there are many more. So in food sciences, you have proposed by Agro-Subdijon a master of physiological and psychological food science choices determinants in Dijon. An international master of agro-design proposed by Montpellier Supagro of Institut Agro. Here, an example of international master with a partner with a university based in Vietnam. So if you apply to the International Master Water, Environment and Oceanography, you will have some of the courses in University of Science and Technology of Hanoi and some of the courses in France. And finally, if you are more interested by animal health and welfare, you can apply for the International Master Inter-Risk proposed by ENVT in Toulouse. Now on PhD studies, it offers a large range of opportunities for multidisciplinary studies. I will show you how by introduce you to some of doctoral schools. So the first one, the doctoral school IGAL is in West France and it integrates life and environmental sciences. The doctoral school CEVAB is in Southwest France, tackles the biological interaction within population and ecosystem. The doctoral school Gaia in Southeast France deals with biotechnology, genotypes, phenotyping, functional ecology, agroecology, geodynamics, dynamics of the earth, natural risk, and water resources management. And also another example of the doctoral school Sirena in East France. There it deals with the whole life cycle of mineral and biological materials from the point of view of services to mankind and the environment. And last example, the doctoral school ABS for Agriculture, Food, Biology, Environment, Health. It's mainly based in Île-de-France, the region near Paris. If you are interested in PhDs, here's some of our recommendations. Learning French is recommended for your daily life, but it's not necessary to be fluent in French before you start your PhD. You can start to learn French in Vietnam and improve your French language by taking classes for 3 months upon arrival in France. But good practice of English language is necessary because you will need it for your bibliography reviews, for attending international congresses, and for publishing. We also recommend you to choose your thesis director and your research unit and get in contact with them as soon as possible. Here is the link of our laboratories database. You will find all laboratories offered by of our members. And for a successful thesis, you should work as a team, so we recommend you to interact in professional social life. Now, some example about collaboration between Agreenium members and Vietnamese partners. The AsiFood project, it was a 3-year project co-funded by the European Union. The aim was to improve food quality and food safety via better higher education for Southeast Asia countries. The results were that 3 modules were created and inserted in bachelor and master degree courses. So you will now find these modules in curriculum of Hanoi University of Science and Technology, Nong Lam University, and Vietnam National University of Agriculture. They work with the partners and members of Agreenium listed here to create these modules. One of our members, Tirad, has a location in Vietnam. 30 researchers are working at national and regional research centers with higher education establishment and rural development organization. A priority is given to regional certificate courses. Some example of collaboration with higher education establishment. They are involved in several masters offered by some of the universities. They supervise numerous PhD or master students each year, and they offer short or medium-term teaching and training courses. Later, Philippe will give you more example of these collaborations. Now, our advices, if you want to find a specific course, especially in master degree, you can go to our database. I put the link here. And if you are more interested by PhD program, we recommend you to see individual websites of our members, such as INRAE or CIRAD. And also you can go to the Campus France catalogue. They have PhD offers there. Now, if you are looking for, if you need a scholarship, you can ask head of master and PhD programs, but you can also consult the Campus France catalog that I put the link here. And you can also go on the French embassy website. There is 2 types of scholarship you can apply for. Now some contacts. If you are any questions about what I just said and Agreenium members, you can contact Maria Eugenia Leguarec, our international project manager. She's also here today and will answer any question you have. And some contacts within our members, Magali Dufour, CIRAD, Hélène Cochet in AgroSud Dijon, and for PhD matters, Martin Guillou Azougli in INRAE. In Vietnam, contact of the regional director, Philippe Girard. Thank you all for your attention, and now I will let Philippe tell you more about the CIRAD collaboration in Vietnam.
Est-ce que... Ah, je pense qu'on a un petit problème de micro.
No, it's sorry, it's my mistake. I have 2 microphones, so I have to. Okay. Anyway, so just back. So I'm Philippe Girard. I'm based in Hanoi. I'm a CIRAD regional director and Agreenium representative in the region. So I'm working on continental Southeast Asia. I've been working in Vietnam for 7 years already right now. And CIRAD has in Vietnam 10 researchers working in different areas like agroecology, food safety and norms and standards and market issue related to agro products. We are also working on animal diseases and emerging diseases, mainly zoonotic diseases. And with the COVID right now, it's typically a subject CIRAD is working on. We are hosting in Vietnam or in Montpellier several PhD. And what is interesting applying to PhD or to master degree with Agreenium and with a network of higher education institution in France is that when you are back to Vietnam, I mean, based on the fact that there is through CIRAD and also institution, but CIRAD mainly because our mandate is to work in tropical countries, you can integrate a network of researcher and institution. We have a partnership with MARD. MARD is our main partner in Vietnam, and with other institutions depending from MARD like VAS or NIAS or the National University of Agriculture in Hanoi. So when you are doing your PhD, it can be also a PhD where you may have some applied research which can be transferred to Vietnam and be very useful in Vietnam, with eventually some time spent in Vietnam while you are spending the larger period of your PhD in Montpellier. And when you are back to Vietnam, you can integrate this network and continue doing research or higher education. So this opportunity of Agreenium through the network of research and higher education institution is also an opportunity for you after your PhD. If you want to continue to do work for research or for higher education, you can integrate and continue to keep the relationship with a network of Agreenium institution and work with CIRAD researcher and co partners in Vietnam or in the region. So it's really a very good opportunity. And since we are working in Vietnam for more than almost 30 years right now, I mean, we know quite well the situation. We know also, because we discuss with SMART very often, we know the priorities. So it's also for the definition of the PhD programs, it's also an opportunity to make sure that what you will do in France will be useful and can be used in Vietnamese condition, or can be applied in Vietnam. So it's and of course, CIRA researcher are also welcoming a lot of PhD or master students, and will be always very open to offer advice or discuss with a potential Vietnamese student which might be interested to move to France for PhD or for master. So it's also an opportunity for you to have a researcher and also people involved in higher education to discuss with you and help you to define your research project and reshape eventually your research project or your personal projects on long-term vision. So this Agreenium can offer to Vietnamese students when they are applying and entering into a scholar and studies in higher education belonging to Agreenium. This is what I wanted to say. I will be very happy to answer to all your questions you may have afterwards. Thank you very much.
All right, so is it time for Q&A? Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much for your presentation. We already have some questions in the box. So we have a first question in English from Zhang. He's asking, are the tuition fees the same for each program of the same level, or is it different depending of the membership of the member of Agreenium? I don't know if you understand well this question. Yeah.
Maybe I can answer this question. Officially, according to the law, since 2019, the cost for master program, the cost for PhDs for foreign students is the same everywhere. It costs 3,770 euro per year. But there are many grants, and the available grants depend on the organization, on the program. You have to contact the organizers of the program, who will put you in touch with the possibilities of grant.
Okay, so the same student asked how much is the P2F program in AgroSup Dijon?
Okay, my previous answer applies to these questions too. So 3,770 euro per year, but there are many grants available and you have to get in touch with the organization, case by case.
Okay, thank you very much for this answer.
So, sorry, so I put some contacts. I will maybe put them in the chat, so you can contact Hélène Cochet at AgroSup Dijon for that master degree.
Yep.
Okay, for the next question is Minh Anh. He asked he already graduated from không phải thực phẩm, is it agroalimentaire, l'industrie agroalimentaire industry, food industry in Polytechnic University in 2017. Can he follow? Can he study in your school in the first year or the second year of master degree? I guess that this person already graduated in bachelor's degree in food industry.
Okay, so if you have a bachelor degree, you can apply for the first year of master degree, not the second one.
Yeah, because I think why this person is asking that is because the bachelor in Vietnam is 4 years. That might be why the question
Yes,
was asked.
yes.
Yeah.
Actually, and in Vietnam, sometimes some candidate automatically the Vietnamese who get the bachelor's degree have to do the master one in France. But sometimes there is some exception if there is a university cooperation or because there is a convention agreement between two universities, allow the student to get directly into the master degree in master 2. Or sometimes because if the school can check on their degree before in their program and get and agree for an exception for that candidate to go directly to the master 2. Yeah, I think that's the reason why.
So I will say in general, you have to have.
Okay, sorry, that person, he just add some information. He said that he get the engineering degree. So his program is 5 years.
Okay. No, for the engineering degree, you can join on the second year of engineering. If you have a 4-year, a degree, a bachelor degree that covers 4 years of education. I don't know if it's yeah, to enter the second year of engineering school, you have to have a 4-year degree. I don't know if it's the right term. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
We have another question in English. Lei Cheng asking if there are any co-tutelle opportunities.
I don't.
Well, maybe Philippe can give some point on this. On general point of view, it depends on the laboratories of the hosting laboratory and on the laboratory where the student comes from. And this is a specific agreement case by case. Philippe, do you have any other experience?
Yes, I may give some additional information. It's always possible, but as it has been said that it's depend really on the lab, and it also depend on the doctoral school you are attached to. So it's an agreement. It's something which need an agreement between the two PhD programs in Vietnam and in France. And it's based on the candidate. It's based also on the research project. So it's, but it is totally possible. I mean, it's now university, I would say, and higher education institution appreciate having co-tutor schemes. So it's definitely feasible. You should know it's not obvious because it's quite complex in terms of administrative issue regarding the defense of the PhD and so on. So you may have to follow some rules and which depending on the national rules, it may be complicated, but it's always possible. And as I said, it's something that both sides appreciate in principle.
Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Is how many Vietnamese students you have in your school at the moment? How many Vietnamese students do you have in your school?
Well, I don't think we have a figure at hand right now, but there are so many at present time. But in our specialties, I really can't give any figure. We could look for this and maybe pass to your contact if you let us your contact later on.
All right. But you already received Vietnamese student in your institution.
Sure, we have. Now, what we don't have at hand is the number.
All right. Thank you.
Globally, if I may, I'm not sure exactly about the figures, but the total number of students studying in France, it's in the range, the total number, not of course, not only Agreenium and agronomic higher education institution, but globally in France, you have right now around 100,000 students studying in France. It's the rough figures.
Okay. So I think we went through all the questions. Han, do you have any other questions? Or
No, it's okay for me.
okay, so thank you very much, everybody, for this presentation, and we wish you a very good day, and we hope to see you maybe next year in Vietnam, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for the organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and see you soon. For the students, just to remind you that after when you leave the conference, you will have a little survey that will appear, and you can leave your contact details, so it's easy for Agreenium to contact you back after the presentation. Thank you very much.
Các bạn ơi, sau khi mình rời khỏi cái hội thảo này thì mình sẽ cái bản khảo sát dạng nhỏ thì các bạn điền thông tin vào dùm cho ban tổ chức. Như vậy thì nếu mà có thông tin của các bạn thì mai mốt thì ban tổ chức bên phía trường họ sẽ có thể liên hệ với các bạn khi cần thiết, hoặc nếu các bạn mong muốn. Xin hẹn các bạn lại trong cái hội thảo kế tiếp vào lúc 17 giờ của trường IMT Lillois. Voilà, thì mời các bạn sẽ tiếp tục theo dõi nhé. Chào các bạn.
Donc, merci à tous et on se retrouve à 17 h avec l'IMT Lille-Douai. Au revoir à tous et bonne journée.
Merci.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Merci, au revoir.